So we're almost ready to go for our 5-lap race here in Automation Test Track. The race will begin in 3 beeps time. We're underway in Automation Test Track, and it's a slow getaway from Oscar, already getting swamped from the cars behind. But it's a short run to the first corner. He makes it. Oh, and he has a massive slide, and so does Penn Striker further down the field. But everyone has managed to make it through the first couple of corners. A-OK as we head towards the hairpin now. Farmboy and Penn Striker going side by side there. Penns looks like he has got the inside line. Oh no, and Oscar's spun from pole. Oscar is spun out of the lead of a race, and Blurry takes the lead as all the cars try to get around the spun Oscar, who gets going again in 4th position now, and all the cars are very bunched up at the back of the field there, going wheel to wheel through the banked corner there. Avery and Wizard getting very close, but it looks like Avery is just slightly ahead as Blurry has a massive lead now. Oh, and Wizard's in the wall, and that's a massive crash. A full 360 roll there as he goes careering into the barriers, as Penns must have spun earlier. He's at the back of the field now. But Wizard is out of the race in his first time racing in the series. As the racing continues, Oscar going up the inside of Bones, trying to get back into that first position that he lost when he spun and set off a whole chain reaction. Avery there looking to the inside of Farmboy as Oscar seals the position. Oh no, and Bones is spun. And Bones will go off into the grass and hits the barrier pretty hard. He might have gotten away with no damage there, but he'll lose a hatful of positions anyway. Oh no, and that looks like suspension damage from Bones. Oscar's already on the back of Burning, hunting him down, and he looks towards the inside through there, but Burning will have the inside corner for the next couple of corners, and there's contact further back in the field, and Apex is in the wall. Bones there limping along, so is Apex. They both have to pit to repair their cars as Oscar and Burning continue to battle it out. They go side by side down the straight, but Burning seems to have the advantage and the inside line as Oscar weaves around to try and get past. And Burning is also on the back of Farmboy, who's made up a couple of positions in the opening stage of his lap, and he's in the wall. He's spun on the exit there, too much throttle, and that'll put him in the wall. He'll also have to repair for damages. A fortunate place to crash if you think about it, as he ducks into the pit lane. Apex passes the limping Bones, only to jump into the pit lane. Severe suspension damage on that car. He'll have to jump straight into the pits to repair that. Another self-inflicted mistake from Bones, ruining his first lap in the race. We'll have a look at some of the replays of that massive crash that we saw from Wizard. So here's his onboard. Quite gutsy, jumping down the inside of almost 2 cars there, getting Avery, who will come back on the inside in that chaotic hairpin corner. Avery gets the position back, but then doesn't have the optimal line through the banked corner. So that means that Wizard can now get slightly ahead, and then Avery starts to inch back on exit again. Going for the slipstream, then Wizard just loses it in a very odd way, and then has a very violent crash there, smashing into the barriers. He was very lucky not to take anyone else out. Looking at another external view, this might give us a better picture of exactly what happened. There was just so many cars in such a small space there. It was bound for trouble in some way or another, and in the end it was Wizard that paid the price. It almost looks like Avery might have chopped across a bit there, but we could see there wasn't any contact on the onboard. Oh, and Burning goes wide. He goes straight into the gravel, and that'll gift the position to Oscar, already now back up into 2nd place after his spin on the first lap. Oh, and Penn Striker goes a little bit deep there into the grass. Will he be able to rejoin? Oh, and he's spinning around now, so he's facing the wrong way, and he's lost 2 positions there. Will he be able to turn it around before Apex and Bones come around? Oh, and Apex also goes deep, but he keeps it on the road, so does Bones. But they'll both pass Penn Striker. He's waiting for them to go by as to avoid an incident. Apex rounding the last corner here and starting his final. Oh, and he's going to spin around. That's going to give the position to Bones then. And so it'll be quite close between them as he comes through there. Apex is the faster car this time round. The leaders come through the last chicanes, and Oscar is right on the back of Blurry now. Has he got an opportunity for the win? Oh no, he's spun into the wall, and he's lost his front wing, and his wheel is only half hanging on there, and now he'll be trying to defend his 2nd position instead of going for the win. Blazin is only a couple of corners behind. Will he be able to catch up? And he goes off into the gravel. Oscar struggling greatly here. The pole sitter of this race now has major damage as we jump back to the battle between Bones and Apex. After Apex lost the position spinning on the final corner, he now has to overtake Bones, and he's doing quite a good job of it actually. quite clean, quite clinical, going around the outside, and Bones will lose that position and drop back down to 8th as they head around the last couple of corners. But we'll have to check in to see where Blazin is and where Oscar is as Apex roars around the outside of Bones to take 7th position. These two have kind of been in their own race after pitting in the first lap. Back here with Blazin approaching the place where Oscar went off, and you can see Oscar slowly rejoining the track. He's gotten going again, but Blazin is now right behind him. Oscar is going very slowly, Blazin approaching. This is the second last corner of the lap, and we're going to cut back to the cars coming through the chicane. There's a crash there for Burning, who's lost his front wing, but he has a bit of a gap to Avery. Another outside drama in this race as Apex and Bones also come through the chicane for the last time. It seems as though Apex has won that mini battle between them. Jumping back to Blurry, this is the first main race that he will finish, and it's the first race that he will win in the series. Blurry wins the automation test track race, and now we look to second position as Blazin goes around the outside of Oscar and takes that place. Oscar defenseless in his damaged state after making a mistake on the last lap. He slowly goes around the last corner, trying not to get stuck in the gravel there. He'll come across the line for 3rd position, but a bit of a tragedy after starting from pole with such an advantage over the other drivers, but he still gets a podium in his first race. So does Blazin. Burning now coming over the line, also with major damage, just like Oscar, without a wing. Avery will come home for 5th in his first race. Oh, and Apex is spun on the last corner, and he drives into the way of Bones, and there's contact in the last corner, but Bones will get the overtake. I don't think we'll need any investigation for penalties there, but Bones will get 7th and Apex will get 8th. Still some distance back, Penstracker comes around the track with his wing damage. The wing's still stuck underneath the car as he struggles around the last couple of corners. It's been a difficult race for Penstracker. Just a couple too many mistakes creeping into his race stint. If he can avoid making those spins and lockups, then he'll have a bit more success, I'm sure, in this series as it goes up the hill where Oscar lost that 3rd position and through the corner. Oh, and he's into the gravel. He'll be able to keep it going. Bit of a rebound off the wall to get him back onto the circuit as he comes down the finish start straight, and he'll cross the line for 9th position and 2 points. Wizard will still score a point in the end as we look at the results of the race. Blurry winning for the first time. Blaze and Oscar both getting podiums in their first races as well. Burning will get 4th, a decent result for him. Avery gets 5th from 8th on the grid. Farmboy finishes the race for the first time and picks up 8 points to his name. He's now 9th in the championship. Bones gets 6 points, not the race he would have been looking for after starting 4th. Apex from the pit lane will get 8 to score 4 points. Penstracker loses 2 positions in the race. He ends up in 9th. And then Wizard obviously had that first lap crash that put him out of the race. He still scores a point for his efforts though, but he would have been hoping for a little bit more. With the absence of Ido in this race, Blurry now takes the championship lead with a commanding 40 points, which is a whole lot more than most people who are sitting on 20 or in the mid-20s there. Ido still has 2nd after not racing today. Apex remains in 3rd despite not having the race he would have wanted. Seth remains in 4th, also missing this race. Burning finds himself 5th in the standings with 23 points. Bones has 21 now in 6th. Blazin and Oscar in their first races both doing well, getting 7th and 8th in the championship, obviously missing that first race. Farmboy finally finishes and is 9th in the championship. Penstracker, having 2 difficult races, is in 10th. Avery and Wizard, the 2 new guys, are in 11th and 12th. Hope you enjoyed today's race. Make sure to check out the rest of the races in the series and subscribe to never miss the latest race. The next race coming up will be Suzuka, so make sure you tune in for that one. I'm sure it's going to be an absolute cracker. But until then, see you later.